Hello, my name is Amanda Everett, and I'm here today to tell you about the relationship that I wrote about in the interpersonal relationship paper component of this course. Throughout the duration of this course, I found that there are some concepts that can seem very abstract when just reading about them in the textbook, and it can be hard to understand them and really see what the concepts are trying to say. But I found that a way that helped me to understand them was to apply these concepts to relationships in my everyday life. And I found that this technique was incredibly useful throughout my time in this course, and I found that applying many of these concepts to my relationship with my best friend Ashley makes understanding these topics a much easier goal to reach. And I found that our relationship has strong ties with the concepts of friends of the heart, commitment, self-disclosure, internal tensions, and contracting that are outlined in this course. I've had the same best friend since I was 6 years old, and so that would be about 13 years. And we've always done everything together, and we've always spent all of our free time together. We go shopping, go to the movies, and our relationship is very atypical. A lot of people say, I've never seen friends who are as good of friends as you two. So we have a really strong bond, and that bond has helped us to stay friends throughout different separations. Like, ever since we were in 5th grade, we've been in different school systems, and our strong bond has kept us friends. And it has taken a lot of time and a lot of effort for both of us, and that's why I thought it was the perfect relationship, because it is so dynamic to examine when writing this paper. The first concept I chose to evaluate the relationship through was the concept of friends of the heart. And the author of our textbook, Julia T. Wood, describes on page 268 of Interpersonal Communications Everyday Encounters, which is the textbook we use in this course, as friends who remain close regardless of distance and circumstances. And that is really true throughout our lives, because as I described before, she moved away when we were 10 years old, and we have stayed friends no matter what through all our family troubles and all of our different things. And it really has helped us to stay close, and even though we were separated, we've stayed really the best of friends. So we were really exemplary examples of this concept. The second concept that I talked about in my paper was commitment. And Julia Wood describes commitment on page 198 of our textbook as the decision to remain in a relationship. And commitment is important in every kind of relationship, whether it be romantic relationships, friendships, or even the relationships you have with your family. But it is especially important in our friendship because, as I mentioned before, it has taken a lot of time and effort to maintain our friendship. All of our free time we spend together every weekend since I can remember we've spent at each other's houses. So it's taken a lot of commitment when it would have been really a lot easier just to make new friends after she moved. The third concept that I discussed in my paper was self-disclosure. And Wood describes that on page 199 of our textbook as the revelation of personal information about ourselves that others are unlikely to discover in other ways. And again, this is an important concept in a lot of relationships, because that's the whole foundation of any relationship, is sharing things that bring you closer. But in our relationship, we share just about everything with each other, whether it be really mundane things like what we did that day, or we tell each other things that we wouldn't tell anybody else. And the important thing that makes our relationship so special is that we know that we won't betray each other's trust or tell anyone else. And so there's a large amount of trust there. The fourth concept is internal tensions. And this is one of the areas that our relationship could be better at. And Wood describes internal tensions on page 263 as relationship stresses that grow out of people and their interactions. And while she outlines a few of them in the textbook, specifically, we have a problem with diverse communication styles, which is how we interpret and judge each other's communication. And this can be a problem for us at times because I'm a very introverted person, and I have the submissive kind of communication where I wait and just stay quiet until someone's done. and she's the complete opposite, and she's very, like interjecting, and, it's a way of agreement, but we have a problem because sometimes we can misinterpret the way that the other one is communicating. Like, I can get that she's just interrupting me, or she thinks I have an attitude because I'm being quiet, or that I have some kind of problem. But it's just a matter of communication style differences, and one of the ways we could work on it is to try to work harder to see each other's point of view. It's not that we're not aware that we communicate differently, it's just that we don't always see how to make that work. But that's one thing that we could be better at. But one concept, the last concept, that we really could use a lot of work in is contracting. And White describes that on page 239 as a form of communicating constructively that works to build a solution through negotiation and the acceptance of parts of proposals. And this we have a very large problem with, because neither of us likes to compromise. We both want our own perspective to win out, so we're not always the best at finding a win-win situation. We're almost always looking for a win-lose situation, and that's not always a good thing in every relationship. And so we could get better at working on compromising and just trying to see each other's point of view more, so that we both can come to a conclusion that gets us both what we want. I feel very blessed to have had a very great friend, the best friend anyone could ever have for the past 13 years. And it could have gotten nowhere without a lot of communication and commitment and a lot of hard work to stay friends. And I feel blessed that I have a relationship like this that I can see these concepts in, because it's really helped me throughout the course in understanding different concepts that we've covered. And I'd like to thank you all for your time, and have a nice day.